A while back on a dog walk, I came across something I hadn't seen before. What I saw for the first time was a wonderfully colourful and seemingly vibrant wild garden. And I do like a wild garden. For the uninitiated or gardening illiterate, and I'm no expert by the way, a wild garden is an environment created with the purpose of intentionally providing a sustainable haven for surrounding wildlife. With this aim in mind, wild gardens contain a variety of habitats that cater to native and local plants, birds, amphibians, reptiles, insects, mammals and so on. Without wishing to sound unduly David Bellamish or Chris Packham-esque, wild gardens are meant to sustain locally native flora and fauna. And the garden I stumbled upon is doing just that. In amongst the beautiful wildflowers and native grasses which encourage and sustain the bees and the butterflies, there was a rather sumptuous looking bug hotel. I definitely reckon I've stayed in worse looking establishments. And there is also a hedgehog house, intended to provide a safe space for our spiky nocturnal visitors as they shelter from the cold weather, predators and passing cars. In effect, these gardens are creating space for things to grow and flourish. A wild garden is an active commitment. It's an attempt to encourage more of what we want, what we need to see more of. As one garden designer said, I want to inspire people to make little changes that have a big impact both for nature and people. Sounds reasonable. I think we all know that spending time in green spaces is really important for our health and happiness and can work wonders for our well-being, not just emotionally or physically, but spiritually too. So I can't help thinking that when it comes to our God-given diversity, just like the native flora and fauna, our communities, our families, our workplaces can and should also provide sustainable havens that nurture and nourish us. But just like with wild gardens, we sometimes need to be intentional about what it is we want to see more of. How do we become more loving or self-controlled? How do our relationships become kinder and more respectful? How do our communities become more peaceful and just? Perhaps we all need to play our part in creating habitats for people to grow and flourish. Taking time and making space for one another is an active commitment. Perhaps we need to make choices and form habits that encourage more of what we want to develop, what we need to see more of. Perhaps we can all make little changes that have a big impact.